Good morning. It is beautiful, somewhat foggy morning this morning here in Seattle. And I just walked back to where I was parked from run into town and some time at the library doing online work on my computer. And I was almost all the way back to my rig when I came across a man who was struggling to get his, oh gosh, what are these bikes called now? You know, those big fat tire bikes that have a battery, they're electric and all that stuff. Well, the things weigh a lot. I think they weigh nearly 60 pounds. And a little bit older guy than me, and he's struggling to get out of the back of his minivan. And I initially just walked right by because mind my own business. But I got a few steps past it, and I thought, shoot, you know, he could probably use a hand. I turned around, walked back, very politely said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "Oh, I'm okay." And I said, "Could you use a hand getting that bike out? I know how heavy they are." And he's like, "Oh no, I got this, don't worry about it." I'm like, okay, well, have a good day. And I kept walking, and I happened to look back when I was still, you know, I knew I'd have my last view of him, you know, 100 yards away, and no, he still didn't have it out of there. And it got me thinking, it got me remembering something. Well, that's certainly the way I used to be. I was one of those guys that prided myself on never needing any help, or so I thought in my fucked up little brain. That not asking for help, being able to pull things off without asking for help, whether it was a little task or a giant one, finding a way to do it myself, even if I put myself at risk physically. I'm even ashamed to say, even if I put my family at risk physically, damned if I wasn't going to figure out how to do it without asking for help. I used to think that was a quality, a positive quality. And what I didn't know at the time, and what I didn't know until I got crushed about a little over 5 years ago, coming up on 6, is that being unable to ask for help, or taking pride in never asking for help when you genuinely need it, goes right to the root of your self-worth. And, you know, people who are comfortable and confident in themselves and in the fact that they're worthy of what they need in life, they don't have trouble asking for help when they need it. They recognize that, oh shit, man, I need another set of hands. I need another pair of eyes. I need help with this. They don't hesitate to ask because they know that's the best way to do the thing. We can't do everything ourselves. We just can't. And when you come from a place of abuse like I did as a teenager, I had a stepfather who pounded it into my head for about a year and a half how totally worthless I was. How the only value I could possibly have in life would be as if I could maybe finally do something right. And that really set me on a path, a very destructive path in my life. I was a good person, so I navigated my life up until about 6 years ago, doing good things, but what I never did was allow myself to believe that it was good enough, or that I was even good, because I always had that echo in my head, that negative voice pounding away at me that if you're good enough at this, you wouldn't need help. Or if you'd done that better, I'm sure some of you can relate to this bullshit. Well, it's not bullshit. What he did was bullshit, and it's destructive. And nowadays when I see that, even in a little way, like that poor guy struggling, I mean, we could have had that out of there lickety-split with no harm to his rig and no harm to his person. If he just said, oh, you know what, that'd be great. I could use a hand. I'm not a scary looking person, so, you know, I can only chalk it up to him not taking me up on it as he just didn't want help. And I'm not saying it necessarily means he doesn't think anything of himself. I don't know the person. I don't know him from anybody. But it just got me thinking about myself and my struggles with that. And I just want to reassure and encourage any of you out there who may have come from a background similar to mine, that being able to ask for help, allowing yourself to ask for help, being vulnerable in that way and saying, you know what, I can't do this by myself, is a good thing. And the inclination out of some, I don't know what, American pull yourself up by your bootstraps thing where I can do it all myself, that's a bad thing for your spirit. Because the truth is, we need people. We need each other. And nobody gets through this life without ever needing a hand. Big, little, in between. Allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to ask for help. Because, that's when you make some connections with people and encourage them that, oh, you know what, it is okay to ask for help. And it feels good to help somebody. It feels amazing to lend a hand to people. It goes right to your heart, and you feel great. And I remember I always loved helping people, but damned if I'd allow anybody to help me. It's a sick deal. And just want to encourage you to take a minute today to look at yourself and think about this. Because we all need help sometime, and we all love to help others. So, hey, it just goes to reason that it's a symbiotic relationship. You can't give what you don't yourself have, You can't love if you don't love yourself. You can't truly help people with an open heart and a full heart in a positive way if you don't allow yourself to be helped. So, anyway, love y'all. Have a great day. I think the sun's going to shine soon. Bye-bye.